I just got a new package and it finally arrived. I'm kind of out of breath because I walked to the post office and thinking it was going to be sent to the post office, but then the UPS truck arrived at my house, so I ran about a quarter mile back home and a little bit out of breath. And I'm very excited. I have been so excited for this package. I'm about as excited as I am for this as I was for like Christmas when I was 10. I don't really get this excited over things very often, but this is an object, not the box, but the thing that in here. They usually go for several $100s on eBay, and I've always wanted one. They were used on the space shuttle. They were used by the government. Just they're extremely rugged and durable. And I happened to find one for only $60. Buy it now, free shipping, on eBay. And it was the auction was only up for 1 hour or so, and it already had like 15 people watching it. So it's like I have to buy it now if I'm going to get it, because otherwise it'll be gone in an hour. So I got it. Let's open it up. It has a 286 and it's from 1986. In case you want more information to guess what it is. Look at that. It's a GRiDCase 1520 with a 286 processor. Internal ROM chips to hold the OS and everything. Has a 3.5-inch floppy drive. I think it has a hard drive in it. Full magnesium case. Built very tough. This is awesome. Look at that. Now it doesn't work, but I'm thinking that's probably just a little issue that can be fixed. Look at that. This is the power supply, I guess. Now I suspect it'll do nothing like the listing said, but let's hope for the best. It does have a hard drive. I can hear the hard drive. So the beep is 1, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. I'll have to look what that means. That's where the ROM chips go, in case you want to have the operating system on it. I don't think that screen should be blue, though. Don't know. Now, these came with 4 different types of screens, I think. One was an electroluminescent screen, which is black and yellow. One was a plasma screen, which was black and red. The other one was a screen more similar to the Game Boy, where it's like a brownish gray background with a green front. Something's weird happening to the screen. I don't quite know what's happening to the screen here. But yeah, so I'm not quite sure which screen this has. There's a good chance that it did not come with the ROMs. Let's turn it off. This is so awesome. I love this. I'm surprised how heavy this thing is. You see, ThinkPads are said to have magnesium in the plastic that is just like 10% magnesium to help it be stronger, but yet still be light. I was thinking this wasn't going to be pure magnesium, but this thing feels like pure magnesium, like that. It's actually cast magnesium. That's so cool. GRiDCase model 1520. On the back, we have this stuff. We have 2 phone connectors, a keyboard connector, the power switch, a bunch of other ports, including a video port, and the power supply. So I'm thinking this power supply has gone bad because it smells kind of funky, like it's been like something's fried inside of it and it's kind of stewed. I don't know. It has a slight mysterious blue smoke smell, but also a bit of fish smell, so I don't know. So I've connected up a ThinkPad power supply into the 16-volt jack on the back, and we'll see how that goes. Still the same thing. I don't know what these do. Maybe that's the brightness. They seem kind of broken. Yeah, that's pure magnesium right there. The only screws I found on it are on the back. So let's take these off first. Ah, more screws. Oh. Ah, there we go. So we have the top cover off. We have the 3.5-inch floppy drive right here, and I believe underneath that is the hard drive right here. Underneath this board is the main motherboard, and back here looks to be a second power supply. Don't know for sure though. Never would have thought I'd see a CAN type transistor in this computer. Oh. Ah, there we go. So now this part's off. And here's the RAM chips, I think. I haven't come across this type of RAM before. Looks like I could expand it if this ever works. This is coming apart quite easily. I'm liking this thing quite a bit. This must be the graphics card. And here's the main motherboard. Now we have a Dallas real-time clock. We're going to have to fix that, because that's undoubtedly broken. I'll have to etch into the top part and hook a CR2032 lithium battery to the terminals to keep power going to it so it can run. There's the BIOS and ROM chips. I don't know which one is this. Oh, there's the ADC 286. Just found it right there. That's the processor. I wonder if I could pop that out and put a faster processor in there. That's interesting. This entire thing could very easily be converted similar to how I'm doing my K-Pro, where I put an entire computer in here. That'd be pretty interesting. The big issue would be interfacing VGA to this LCD. Because I doubt I'm going to be able to find an LCD screen this size. But you never know. Looks like it's just IDE. That's awesome. I was afraid this hard drive would be some non-standard connector, but this is great. That's not good because it's red. Evidently this was dropped pretty hard sometime in its life. That may be why it has issues. Don't know. And here we go. I have the hard drive connected up as the secondary drive for my Optiplex 320, my favorite computer. So this hard drive is quite odd. It's a Connor peripheral CP3024. Windows detected it, had a little pop-up come up, and it said installing 20 megabyte hard drive, but then it never did anything. So I'm thinking it might just be the jumpers. I went on the internet and I found that for a slave drive, it shouldn't have any jumpers. So there. Okay, so that didn't work. It kept blue screening my computer. So I put it back to what it was before, set as like the primary, or actually single drive. And it does detect it in the BIOS. Connor peripherals 20 megabyte CP3024. And whenever I boot into Windows, it does show it for about 45 seconds in the hardware manager, but then it goes away. So I'm going to go up my computer, right click, Properties, Hardware, Device Manager, Disk Drives. See, before, it showed it while I was searching for it. On there. So Properties, Volumes, damn it, it just went away. Look at that. Details. Disk Connor peripherals 20 megabyte. Driver. Oh, there's back again. What the hell? So it looks like this thing's pretty well ruined. I'm going to put it into my freezer and let it get really cold. Maybe that'll help. It's worth a shot. Because it'd be nice if I could get the programs off of this. Because I imagine there are some programs on here. Unless whoever had it, with it, probably the government, wiped it before they got rid of it. Don't know. And here we go. This thing is freaking cold. I'll leave the bag on there. That way air doesn't move around and let condensation damage it. It doesn't show it. Not even ISO Buster detects it. Oh well. Okay, now let's try it in this IBM Aptiva. Well, I'm giving up on this hard drive for now. I've spent enough hours on it already. Let's go back to the rest of the GRiDCase. Oh, weird. There's some liquid on there. I don't know what that is. This is the adapter that connects the hard drive and the floppy disk to the main motherboard. $1988. Connor Epson. So that's back together now. It's a nice little compact unit. Not very easy to open though. I was looking at the board and this little piece of paper fell off, so I just taped it on like that. So I can see what was underneath it, and I can have it like that. This tape's pretty old, so I could easily take that off. I'm not thinking that the issues arise from the Dallas chip not being powered, because I would think even if the Dallas chip, the battery was dead on that, it still would boot up and it would just show a lot of errors. It wouldn't just do this. I see two possibilities of why this thing failed. One, as shown by this shock meter, it's had some extremely hard impacts. It could be why all the boards seem a little bit bent and stuff like that. It could just be that this thing was dropped like out of a moving vehicle or something like that, and it just ruined it. It like broke a couple of the chips, and that's a very good possibility of why the hard drive's bad. And there's another possibility though. This thing looks like it's been tampered with quite a bit, because like whenever I was undoing the keyboard right here, I noticed that the screws weren't in symmetrical alignment, and it looks like it's been opened up. And then I saw this. This is clear signs that somebody who doesn't know computers opened this up. Somebody, probably a young person, much like I was years ago, because there's still several computers I have that I kind of ruined when I was like 10 or so, because I didn't really know what I was doing. So it looks like a kid got a hold of this and he opened it up to look inside, or just a really stupid adult. Because no person that knew computers in their right mind would try to pull up one of these chips like that. You always pull it up like that. And you can obviously tell on the side there's marks where they tried to open it up. And also down here there's a crack right here, and there's a crack right here. So it looks like this CPU might not be fitting right. Might be able to pop it up. Oh wow. Wow, that's bad. I just do that and it just breaks. That's not good. So there we have the main connectors. They look okay to me. Look at that, two of the pins are messed up on this. I'll make sure all these are connected properly, and I'll put it back in. Let's push it in. Throughout all these components, I couldn't find any ones that look actually bad. So maybe it's just stuff like things that aren't connecting right. There's really not much on this side of the board. Looks all good. This is just a little connector board. 1988 GRiD battery backplane. Well, look at that. These chips do come out. And look at that. One of them is missing a pin. Could that be the source of the problem? Who knows? I'm curious if it will boot without that chip in it. It'd be nice if it would. Ah, it looks like this has a bent pin. tried looking up the RAM, and I couldn't figure out how big these chips are. I'm thinking each one of these chips is 64 kilobytes, so that would make this 256K expandable up to 1 megabyte. Well, 1 megabyte with these chips. If you have this one, then it'd be 1.5 megabytes. Or these could be 128 kilobytes, which in case this would be 512K, but I think that's a bit much for this computer. I guess I am pretty lucky that the screen comes with this cable. Because see, a lot of LCD screens come with a ribbon cable, more similar to this. It's like a plastic one. You really can't solder to that. Although these ones come with a nice connector on the end. You could easily connect to that. But this comes with a nice little IDE type connector on it. So I may try to make a little driver connector so I could run this plasma screen or whatever type it is. It could be plasma or it could be electroluminescent. I'm not really sure. But I don't think it's the two cheaper kinds. I think it is the two higher end ones. It's either plasma, which means it's black and red, or it's electroluminescence, which means it's black and yellow. So we have pretty much all the electricals connected back up. So let's test if anything's changed. Nope. Well, that's kind of a shame. Oh well. I guess I might as well just stick this RAM card back in there. So there we have it. The GRiDCase. Inside and out. It's kind of a shame I wasn't able to troubleshoot it entirely and get it to work, but oh well. It was only $60. That was a great deal. I love this thing. It's so heavy too. It feels like you're carrying around a solid block of metal. This back part is kind of difficult to get back on. It doesn't feel like it's going on properly, but then once you start tightening it down, it goes on nicely. I'm thinking that it would be really nice to take this, take out all the bad innards and use them for other things, and put a new computer inside of here, because there's plenty of space inside of this box right here. And even underneath the keyboard. Although I think I wouldn't really need to put anything underneath the keyboard. Wouldn't really have much room unless I custom made something. But back here, there's a lot of room. I don't doubt I'd probably be able to find a small, like, mini ITX or micro ATX or whatever that has like runs on an Intel Atom with like a gigabyte of RAM or something like that. That'd be really cool. The main issues I would have for that would be to either find a screen to replace this, or to interface with this screen. But this screen's only 640 by 400. That's pretty small. Because it would be nice to be able to run this and surf the web or whatever. If I did buy an LCD screen off of eBay, I could just undo the blue and the yellow connectors on the VGA so it only has red going to the screen. So it'd have more of a vintage look. That'd be kind of nice, because it would look kind of odd having just a color screen if I replaced that. I would want to have like just a black and red screen. That'd be kind of cool. The keyboard might be a little bit difficult to interface with. But if I'm going to be interfacing with the LCD, or actually the plasma or electroluminescent screen, whatever one it is, it'd probably be easier to go ahead and do the keyboard too. Make a little Arduino board to convert the signal. Well, hope you guys enjoyed this video and thanks for watching. See ya!